Hi and welcome to A World of Words. I'm Vanessa and today I'm doing a book review vlog for A Shadow Bright and Burning by Jessica Cluess. So if you've watched my live reaction book talks before, this is the exact same thing. I just decided to change the name to book review vlog because I thought it rolled off the tongue a little bit easier and was also a little bit more of a simple and accurate description of what I was doing. If you don't know what my live reaction book talks were, it is basically when I vlog the process of reading and reviewing a book. I update as I read my feelings and critiques of a book in a vlog style. So I just started A Shadow Bright and Burning not too long ago, and I'm currently on page 140, so not too far into the book. It's not too late for me to start my vlog review of it yet. I had written a couple notes, so I'm going to get them because I left them across the room. Hold on, my dragon just fell. Oh no, everything's falling. Good enough. So A Shadow Bright and Burning takes place in a magical version of Victorian London where it seems like different parts of England have been taken over by these monsters called the Ancients that apparently, I think it was magicians in the past. They somehow opened a dimensional portal or something. It's not explained in detail. And they are kind of terrorizing different parts of England, and this girl has grown up in fear of her power because there are a bunch of different types of magic wielders and it's not super clear yet what the differences between them are, but there are like magicians who are persecuted and there are witches who are also persecuted, and then there are sorcerers who are held in very high esteem, and there hasn't been a super powerful female sorcerer for 400 years, and she has like fire powers, so she's been afraid of them, thinking that she was a witch, and witches apparently are killed. And so she's lived her life in fear of her fire powers, but then one day somebody sees her saving someone's life with the fire powers and they think that she is this prophesized sorceress who might actually be the key to like saving everything. So that might sound a little confusing because it is a little bit confusing. So far they have not explained why certain types of magic wielders are considered better than others. And so that beginning part where they were saying like witches are evil but sorcerers are okay, I didn't quite get that either. So, but the point of it is she's taken away from her simple life as a school teacher and sent to train and study magic with this group of young men who are sorcerers and held in very high esteem, and so now she's like better social status and has to learn how to use magic. But she's afraid that she's not what everyone thinks, because her powers don't work quite the way they're supposed to, even though she is very powerful, and so she's worried if she lets everybody down, something bad might happen to her. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but that's the basic premise of this book, with a little extra thrown in there from what I've gotten so far in the beginning of the book. So it's basically like she might be the chosen one or not. And there's, of course, different love interests and things like that in it. And it's really interesting so far. So far, I really like the writing style. Immediately when I started reading this, the writing style is so good. It's got a touch of humor to it that I really appreciate. So while there is a lot of very serious stuff going on and there's danger, there is a touch of humor that keeps it very entertaining. So I really like that. I really like Henrietta, the main character's point of view, and the other characters that are being introduced, like Magnus, which apparently Magnus is his last name, not his first name. He is Julian Magnus, but he's this sorcerer guy who's really entertaining. And then there's Blackwood, who is a sorcerer who is like very high up socially. He's kind of a jerk, but I think he's hard to describe. He's like that, you know, kind of grumpy, mean person who you know is actually nicer than they seem and stuff like that. So his character is kind of growing on me, plus everybody makes fun of how grumpy he is, which is also entertaining. So I'm really liking it so far. Fair warning, this vlog review is also going to contain spoilers because obviously I'm going to be talking about what happens as I read the book, so I'm not guaranteeing spoiler-free anything. Throwing that out there. If you want to watch the video, that's fine, but I might spoil you. Page 90. So all the wizards, sorcerer people, they're not wizards, they're sorcerers, but again, it's a lot of magic wielders and it's kind of confusing. So all the sorcerers have this thing called a stave, which is like a wand, but like, from what I believe it's like bigger. It's like in between a wand and a staff, it seems like. A stave. She has one, and you're supposed to name them something majestic, and she names hers Porridge, which is just amazing. And I love Henrietta because there was this part where, I think it was a little bit after that, where she was practicing her magic and her instructor was like, alright, we put down our staves and we say its name, and he was like, Tiberius, and she was like, Porridge. It was great. It amuses me. So yes, as I said earlier, her magic doesn't seem to work the way a sorcerer's should, so I'm getting kind of suspicious. Not of her, because obviously she hasn't done anything wrong. She doesn't know what she is as much as anybody else. She is an orphan with a mysterious past, as most chosen ones are. But the fact that her magic works like the opposite of the way it's supposed to makes me wonder what exactly is going on here. Other things that have happened so far, she recently went shopping. And they went and they met that magician guy a little bit ago, Jenkins Hargrove. We found out that they persecuted magicians because apparently the magicians are responsible for bringing in the ancients, and so magicians are hated because people think they're evil. And so you're not allowed to be one, and they're just hoping that they all die out. So I still don't quite understand the difference between sorcerers, magicians, and then they mentioned witches in the beginning. So I don't understand the difference between the three, and I'm really hoping they go into that. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get annoyed. But yeah, that's like my main complaint about it. Other than that, I'm really enjoying the story so far, and I'm enjoying the characters and the writing. It's all just very good and very interesting. And I want to see what happens next. See you for my next update. She can fly. That's cool. I officially want a stave because now they can fly. So she was able to take on Korazoth, the crazy octopus monster thing. Something had a lot of tentacles. All by herself with her crazy flame powers, so that's pretty cool. And now she's having weird dreams about the magician who wants her to visit him because he has information. I'm still not sure if he can be trusted, but I guess we will see. At least he wants to tell her something because no one else seems to want to give her information, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, the magician guy knew her father, who apparently is a magician. So apparently she's a magician. And that's bad because apparently magicians are considered dirty and evil and their magic works differently. I don't understand, like, why are magicians evil and sorcerers aren't? I hope they explain this. Because magicians can walk the spirit world or something. The spirit dimension. Sorcerers can't. I know I'm supposed to be like afraid with her and for her, but I'm more just like, what is this difference between magicians and sorcerers? Because she has enough magic to make it look like she's a sorcerer. So what's the difference? So far all he said is magicians are disorganized and they wouldn't show up for meetings. That doesn't explain anything. Like, how is the magic different and how are they worse? Hopefully we find out. So it's been a minute, and I've actually finished the book now. I ended up getting so involved with it in the last half that I didn't stop to take notes or film or anything, so I just really enjoyed it that much that I couldn't stop reading it, and I've actually taken some notes now that I've finished it, so I'm going to go review those, but I really love this book. I'm obsessed with it now. It was really, really good. And let's talk about it. Okay. I really enjoyed her magic lessons with Hargrove. Those were a real highlight of the book. I really like the way the magician's magic works. That's really inventive and really fun. And I love the line when he called her my little bonfire. Hargrove just had the cutest little nicknames for her, and it was wonderful. I just really liked their relationship. And we finally learned what the difference between the magicians and the sorcerers is. So magicians can create elements and stuff. That's how Henrietta can create her flames. But but sorcerers can manipulate the elements. So they can't create them, they can just move them around and make them do stuff. So honestly, it seems to me like magicians are more powerful than sorcerers, and maybe that's why sorcerers find them so threatening. And that's also why they despise them. And Hargrove knows some secret about her father, but he can't just spit it out. He tries to tell her like 3 different times, and he never does, and it's... Oh, and then it turns out that Hargrove is actually Michaelmas, who I keep almost calling Macklemore in my head. I don't know why. It's weird. He is one of the ones, if you don't remember, he's one of the ones who is responsible for bringing the ancients into our dimension. So, like, that's not good, but he's also, I like him, so I'm not. No, he didn't mean it, I'm sure. Now let's focus on the romance for a moment. Boy, was I mad when I found out that Magnus was actually engaged this whole time. Ugh. I shipped them so much. I still do. Rook is really nice and all, but I have a feeling his whole shadow issue is not going to end well for him. And that ending battle, that was crazy. I still have a hard time picturing Korazoth. Apparently he was a shadowy tornado with tentacles? 'Cause that's weird. And I don't even want to picture, I'm gonna sneeze, Rahim, the skinless man. Ugh. Oh, and it turns out that Agrippa's daughter Gwen is actually the creepy familiar girl with the sewn eyes and rides the stag. Yikes. And Agrippa was awful, saying that Henrietta won't be able to control her powers, so she ought to be executed now while she's still a good person so that she doesn't turn into a familiar. What? And I know during the whole ending battle sequence that he felt bad for that, as well he should. And she's like kind of forgiven him-ish. I don't know. I'm still kind of mad at him because executed. Really. Anyway, to wrap everything up, I really, really, really loved this book. I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars because I don't see anything wrong with it, really. That's how I rate books, basically. If I can see a flaw that could have been fixed in the book, I'll like knock off stars, but thinking back on it, I don't see any flaws with it. It was paced well. There were plot twists I didn't suspect. It was really good and really surprising, and I just loved it. And it actually has been quite a while since I filmed my last clip for this video, so I'm actually about halfway, a third of the way through the sequel, and I'm really enjoying that as well. So I know the series is it's staying real good, and I've heard that the sequel is also amazing, so I'm really excited to keep reading it. And it's just really good, and I found another series I loved, which is amazing, and it makes me so happy. So if you have read A Shadow Bright and Burning, Please let me know your thoughts on it in the comments below. I would love to chat about it. Also, this is the January and February book of the month for my book club on Goodreads called Reading and Rambling. It's open to everyone, and we will possibly be doing a live show at the end of February for it. And again, that is also open to everyone, so if you have read this book or want to read it by February and you want to be on screen discussing the book with me, please join the book club. The link is in the description of this video, and we can talk about it. Or if you just want to talk about it in the comments, that's cool too. As I've said before with the Reading and Rambling Book Club, all members are welcome to participate in the live show. It's not just me and specific other people. It's anybody who wants to join in is welcome to join in, and I encourage you to join in because it's actually been harder than you would think to get people who want to participate and are like all free at the same time. So enough about that. Just if you want to talk about this book with me, I would be more than happy to. And please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed my review of it. I know it wasn't so much of a book vlog review as I originally intended it to be, but I got sucked in. What can I say? Thank you so much for watching. I upload new videos on Mondays, plus the occasional surprise video, so please subscribe if you would like to see more of my videos, and hit the little bell notification icon if you want to be notified when I upload videos. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye!